Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Car, and I am in the Rocky Mountains for one reason and one reason only, to test the 2015 Kia Sedona SXL. Later on I'm going to tell you why those three letters are really important, but a lot of you asked us to take this into the snow and to see how it performs on ice, so why not? And that's why we're way up here in the Rockies, and that is coming up next. Bet you're wondering how much this baby costs. Well, I have the Moroni right here, and fully loaded, it's $43,295. Now, let me think in my head. That's about where all the minivans go up to when they're fully loaded, and this is indeed fully loaded. Now, there are a few things that this van doesn't have that other minivans do. For example, if you buy the Honda, you can get a vacuum cleaner with it. No kidding. If you buy the Toyota Sienna, you can get optional all-wheel drive. If you get the FCA/Chrysler Dodge minivan, you can get stow-and-go seating, and I believe a table as well. If you get the Nissan Quest, you can get a continuously variable transmission CVT, which, by the way, works pretty good, well, fairly good for a big van. .276 horsepower, 248 pound-feet of torque. That's not too bad. It's a 3.3 liter V6. It's direct injected and hooked up to a 6-speed automatic transmission that only sends power to the front wheels. It's a good transmission though, very smooth, and unlike a lot of the other minivans, you can actually go and pop it into gear and kind of act like it has power, which it doesn't have a lot of it. It's a very heavy vehicle, and that weight comes across with gas mileage, combined 19 miles per gallon. That's 17 on the street, and that gives you 22 on the highway. Now, when we took this off-road, a little slightly, Roman, just a tiny bit off-road, we were going up and down hills that had ice and snow on them, and that's very hard, especially on a front-wheel drive van. So, by dropping it down a couple gears and cruising up and down these hills in first and second gear, it just made things so much easier. So, it really does work, and it is very nice to have. It's a handy thing. For those of you who go up and down steep grades all the time, it's very handy to have. So, that's one of the pluses, and although you may find it laughable, it does have a purpose. Now, these Continental tires are built for mud and snow. We've had them on other vehicles before, and they work quite well. They are able to self-clean relatively quickly, and on regular roads, they're fairly quiet. There's not a whole lot of road noise coming from them, and on snow and ice, they've so far proven themselves to be fairly adept at grip, and once again, self-cleaning. It is a beautiful interior. It looks a lot like the one that's out of the Kia K900, which is their top luxury car. Very important. The UVO controls, very easy to use. There are a lot of buttons though, but once you figure out where they are, and you give yourself a day or two to get used to them, they're very easy to use. Killer stereo, very easy to connect. Bluetooth connected for me in less than a minute, my phone, and overall quality of all the controls and buttons are quite good. So what do you guys think of the exterior for the 2015 Kia Sedona. They really did make some improvements. I didn't mind the old one, to be honest with you. I actually thought for a minivan it was okay looking. This one looks better. And the reason it looks better is because it looks like they took a Kia Optima and kind of crossbred it with this. Now, I know they wanted you to think of it as a sports activity vehicle or something ridiculous like that. It's a minivan, please. But it's not an ugly minivan. I especially like the front end styling. I think they did a wonderful job with that. Emmy wanted them to change the way the profile looks, but the reality is that when you make a minivan, it's a box. It's the most efficient shape that you can use to transport people. And there's only so much you can do with a box to make it look better. As an example, Mazda tried this with the Mazda 5, which is the minivan, little guy. And they put this little streak on the side of it. Yeah, it didn't really look all that great. It looked like it was an afterthought, and it really was. There's very little you can do to make a minivan look handsome. But I think that Kia has gone in the right direction in order to make it look handsome. As a vehicle to drive every day, this is one of the best minivans out there, especially in this package with those luxury seats, second row. As a snow vehicle, well, you're better off sticking with the Toyota Sienna, which has all-wheel drive, or putting proper snow tires on this. As a vehicle to live with, I gotta tell you, so far so damn good. Well done, Kia. So on the current buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it scale from TFL Car, I'm gonna give it a buy it. I really think that they did a great job adding value with a very capable platform. I only wish it had a tiny bit more horsepower. What are you gonna do? For the Fast Lane Car, this is Nathan Adlin. Don't forget to go to tflcar.com for news, views, and real-world reviews. Time for me to warm up and use that heated steering wheel. Ciao. Day-to-day driving feel in terms of fatigue in the seat, really impressive. And I have proof of that because recently I had to take 6 kids, 6, to a birthday party. And I had to hang with them. And then I had to go home with them. And they were between the ages of 5 and 10. And I had sugar before they got in the car with me, and then after they ate the cake. And it was very difficult, but sound isolation is pretty good. And when they realized there's not one, but 2 sunroofs, one that's over the second row, they freaked out. And I opened it up, and opened up these windows, and we're in Colorado, so they froze, and I actually quieted them down after the screams of agony, which was great. The bottom line is, hauling children around in this, piece of cake. I actually kept the booster seats that I used for a few of the kids in here because I wanted to show you how much room they take up, because booster seats do take up more space than your average human butt. Well, small human butt.